Okay, so basically, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I stay organised. That was not great. Oh dear. On a serious note, in this video, I am going to be showing you exactly what I do to stay organised, make time, and be productive. But I am by no means saying that I'm the best at this, and I'm sure there are loads of other people who do a lot more than me and have brilliant time management schemes. But all I'm going to be doing is showing you exactly what I do. What I do to stay productive, stay organised, and make time for the things I enjoy. If you didn't already know, I've got a cold, but enjoy. Okay, so I utilise a lot of different time management methods and things and apps and stuff like that. But in order to show you how I organise my time, I need to show you and tell you what I do and what needs organising. Now, I've had to write this down because I cannot remember off the top of my head. First of all, school, 25 hours a week, 3 occasionally 2 study periods, gym, 4 days a week, totaling about 4 to 8 hours a week. And then obviously I have to prep all my meals, eat in excess of 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day. Got a lot of homework. I've got a lot of homework. It's usually sort of like, I'd say at least 8 to 10 hours a week. I'm doing 4 A levels. No, actually it's probably like 6 hours homework. Then I've also got all my revision. So at the moment I'm trying to make all my cue cards and revision notes as I'm going along to save me having to do it like next year and down the line when I just want to be like, you know, getting practice. Until Easter I also have an EPQ. That is really time consuming because it requires me to do meditation, mindfulness, reality checks, and dream journaling. And I have to write the thing. And research! And then I also volunteer at a care home every Tuesday. That's like an hour. I have a sports leadership qualification which requires theory lessons. Also have to do volunteering for like sporting events, so things like hockey tournaments. And that's usually like 3 hours after school on some days. But then of course there's all the essentials like seeing my girlfriend, going out with my mates, parties, chill time like Netflix and stuff. Basically whatever else I want to do. Yeah, that's it. No wait, no. I forgot, I just got a job at Sainsbury's. So there goes another 12 hours of my weekend. Wait, I forgot I still edit these videos as well. And that takes like 4 to 5 hours per video, at least. That basically finishes off my weekend. I'm hoping that now you've sort of got an idea of what I do and why I need to manage my time so well. So here we go, here's what I recommend. Okay, so the first thing that I recommend you do is go and buy yourself a calendar or a diary. And then the second thing that I need you to do is go and download a task management app. I recommend Microsoft To Do, but there's so many out there, it's all down to personal preference. So go have a look. Download them. Right, now the next thing that you need to do is brain dump. So you need to write down every single task that you can possibly think of that needs to be done and write it down. And that is step 1. And then once you've done that, what I really like about Microsoft To Do is you can actually categorize them. So I've got subcategories of school, uni/work, personal, and then CV/application builders. So you click on one, it comes with a pop-down list. That's right, isn't it? Pop-down list. Yeah, okay, it comes up with a pop-down list. And then below that group, there's all of these sub-lists, and you go on that, and there's loads of tasks in there. So you can really organise exactly what has to be done for loads of different categories, and that is just a lifesaver, so do that. Okay, after rewatching that, I think that was kind of poorly explained, but basically, once you've written down all the lists, you can put them into different categories, and then subcategories within those. So say you had loads of homework to do, you'd put that in a homework category within the main category of school. If you have gym to do, meal prepping, you put that in the section of nutrition under fitness, things like that. So this is my group of lists, and then under that category of school and under physics, that's the physics list with all the tasks that I needed to do. Okay, now that you know exactly what you have to do and what category it comes under, if you have like a big project, like an extended project qualification or just something of personal interest, and it's gonna take time over a really prolonged period, I recommend making a Gantt chart. So this is my Gantt chart. Now a Gantt chart consists of, on the left column, every single task that needs to be done for that project. And then across the top, all of the dates. I've put it in weeks because then it's not too specific. But to be honest, it's down to personal opinion. And then there's a whole table, and wherever you want to do one of those tasks, where it aligns the task and the date, you fill that box in. And you know you're going to do it on that date. Okay, now that you've brain dumped and written down every single task that you need to do, here's where the calendar comes into play. So you want to start by writing everything that can't be moved. So work that's pre-arranged, like for example paid work, any outings that you've already decided dates on, parties and things like that, and then you'll build around that, because then you've got like a few of the social events that you want to keep in. You've got all of your work that can't be moved, so you can work around that. and then like gym and things like that you don't want to change. Once you've written down all the key bits that can't be moved, like I said, that's when you start every Sunday writing down everything that you want to do that week. So this will involve all of the small tasks, like bits of homework, making revision stuff, anything that needs to be done for your project in that week that you've allotted in your Gantt chart. It can be as small as like replying to emails or making a post on something, but you want to be prioritizing everything that's time bound. Anything that's not as time bound, you want to include some of those bits, but say you have homework due for a day that week, set it on Monday, obviously, and then any extra bits of work that you get that week, just add them to your list with a deadline. On Microsoft To Do, you can set deadlines to each and then see what needs to be done in terms of the time boundness, and then just whack it into your plan when you're planning one of the successive weeks. So next Sunday, add those tasks that are set that week to the next week. Makes sense, right? And then by the end of that, you'll have a list of everything you need to do that week. Stick to it, and because you're planning on a week by week basis, anything that doesn't get done that week, it's not a big issue. Okay, you can just move it to the next week. But what I would say is overestimate all of the time that it takes you to do any of those tasks. If you think it's going to take you 40 minutes, set an hour. Because then if you don't get it done in that 40 minutes, you've got that extra bit of time. And if you do it in 40 minutes or even less, that time just moves over to the next task. And any time you build up in those tasks, you can just chill at the end, so it's cool. But obviously you might want to stay productive and get the second day's tasks done. Okay, now the next tip is when planning your days and your weeks. Say you have something like gym and you know that you're going to be tired after it, plan the less draining tasks after it. So think strategically. When you get home from school, straight away, are you going to be really productive or are you quite tired and fatigued? If you're quite tired and fatigued, give yourself some easier tasks, like just looking over your cue cards or like sending some emails, all of the admin and things like that. And then when you get to like 4 or 5, say you're really energized, then whack in all of your hard work, like the essays, like the big pieces of draining homework that you don't want to do. And then also, if you've got something that you're looking forward to, like a party, then whack in loads of really intensive work beforehand, because then you know that you're working towards that goal of the party, so you're going to work your ass off to get there, and think to yourself, if I don't do it, I'm not going to go. Too many people just use those social events as an excuse not to work the whole day, and like, say they have something in the evening, it's like 8 hours away, they're like, oh no, I can just chill today, it's cool, because I got that, so it's like a day off, basically. But no. If you're busy, you've got to do the work, otherwise it's just going to build up and you're just going to get stressed. So whack out the work and then go, because then not only are you feeling great because you've done all the work, but then you can just go and like reward yourself. There's no point in rewarding yourself for something that you haven't done. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Today is actually a really good example of the adaptability of this time management plan. So earlier I had a piece of homework. I thought it was going to take me an hour, so I gave myself an hour and a half. But it ended up taking me 3 hours, and I wrote this much. Yeah, it went way over what I expected, but it was fine because any tasks that I had planned that day, today was a Sunday, I literally just pushed them over to next week. And now I've built up a further schedule around that week, so it's cool. And then I'll do the same thing next week and the same thing the week after. I'm not saying don't do the work, because you have to do the work, okay? If you're making a plan, don't be a knob and don't stick to it. Just do it. Well, yeah, you have to do the work, but if it takes you longer than expected, then it's okay to move stuff down the line. But only move it if either you don't have the tools available to do the work, it's taken too long, and you have to push one of the remaining tasks over to next week. If that's not the excuse, don't move it, just do it. Okay, so in summary, there are a few things you have to do. The first thing, brain dump. Write down every single task that needs to be done, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter when, no matter why. Then categorize them all. It's a lifesaver. Write down in your calendar or diary all of the immovable stuff, i.e. paid work that's scheduled, all the gym times, and things like meal prepping. And then after that, write down any time-bound tasks in order. So, for example, if you have a piece of homework due Wednesday, write it on the Monday. And any other time-bound pieces, like, for example, your project stuff that's allotted in your Gantt chart, write that in that week. Once all the time-bound stuff's down, then you write down essential social events. So, like, seeing your girlfriend and maybe seeing the boys or the girls. Put 1 or 2 of those in, but don't extensively plan that stuff, because then you won't have time for everything else, and that's just, like, not... Yeah, use it as your rewards. Okay, then after you've done that, the social and the time bound, then add any other high priority work. Overestimating the time that it's going to take. Remember, keep overestimating, because then you can push the time forwards and you'll have free time at the end of it. Now, once you've filled in your whole week with all of the time-bound stuff, all of the social priorities, and then all of the high priority-ish stuff, and your week is full, you know exactly what you're going to do in what sort of general times, then do it. And then repeat that every single Sunday or end of the week, whenever you're free to do it. Always think smart and plan around when you're most fatigued, when you're most energized, and the relative tasks to do so. And yeah, hopefully that should help. If you found this helpful, please give it a share. It's always appreciated. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. If there's any of this you really did not understand or wanted me to go over, just leave a comment and I will reply to it. See ya.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.